This is a momentous announcement, a joyous announcement, a bipartisan announcement, a unifying announcement. And I think it's a historically important announcement that matters to Americans across their kitchen tables around the country. And I want to give some context of why. 2 years ago, if you said that fixing school lunches would be a top presidential priority, most people in Washington would probably laugh at you. Today, on this stage, we have the federal government, governors, doctors, farmers, schools, some of the largest food companies in America. They're sitting in the same room asking a very different question. We're asking, how do we make sure every American child has access to real, delicious, nutritious food? And that change did not happen by accident. The partnership between President Trump, Secretary Kennedy, Secretary Rollins, has put something incredibly basic at the center of American health policy and at the center of the national conversation. Food matters. For decades, nutrition was treated like a side issue in medicine. At Stanford Medical School, my sister raised dietary interventions as a potential treatment and was essentially told, you didn't go to dietitian school, you're trained to be a real doctor. Do the prescriptions, do surgery. Think about how backwards that is. We've become extraordinarily sophisticated at treating chronic disease after people get sick, and strangely incurious about why so many Americans, particularly kids, were getting sick in the first place. This is changing, and it's a major historical development, and it is because of the Trump administration's leadership and the leadership of Secretary Kennedy and Secretary Rollins. America is confronting a reality. We cannot solve our devastating chronic disease crisis without fixing our food. We spend more and more treating diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and other chronic conditions that make up 9 in 10 causes of American death. Our children are getting sicker, younger, and ultra-processed food has become the dominant part of an American child's diet. This is not because of willpower. It's an incentive problem. And when government itself spends billions of dollars buying food, government has an enormous opportunity to change those incentives. That is what Secretary Rollins and Secretary Kennedy understand. And look at what has happened. When Secretary Rollins arrived at USDA, she challenged the idea that taxpayer-funded nutrition programs should subsidize products that contribute to the very diseases taxpayers then spend enormous sums treating. People said changing SNAP 2 years ago was impossible. Now we have governors on the stage, and more than 50% of governors, red and blue, have submitted waivers to take soda and candy off of SNAP to the USDA, and the USDA for the first time has accepted those waivers. People said that dietary guidelines could never seriously challenge ultra-processed food, refined carbohydrates, and added sugar, and they did. The message today is simple: eat real food. And the principle has enormous implications because the federal government isn't merely giving Americans nutrition advice. The federal government is one of the largest food purchasers in the world. What we buy matters, what we serve our troops matter, what we serve our kids matter, what we serve in hospitals matter. And as we're talking about today, that food on a child's tray, those 45 million meals a day, matters.